Have you ever felt like your own mind is kind of your own worst enemy? You know that voice in your head that just never stops, narrating everything, criticizing everything, worrying about everything? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're going to dive into Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now and see if we can find the off switch for that inner chatter.
For Tolle himself, things got really dark one night. He was at his absolute breaking point, and this one thought just kept looping in his head over and over. He was genuinely on the verge of giving up, tormented by this unbearable suffering. But this thought, it wasn't just despair. It was actually a clue that was about to change his entire life. And then, just like that, something snapped. He looked at that thought, "I cannot live with myself," and realized how completely strange it was. Wait a minute. If I can't live with myself, then who is the I? And who is the self that I can't live with? Suddenly he had to ask, am I one or two? And that simple question just stopped his mind in its tracks. It was the key that unlocked the prison door. That one moment of clarity led Tolle to this huge insight about, well, all of us. The real source of our suffering. It's not usually what's happening out there in the world. Nope, it's right here, between our ears. It's what he calls the tormentor in your head.
This inner voice, it's not some friendly guide helping you out. It's a relentless critic, a nonstop judge, and a commentator. It's constantly replaying your past regrets, rehearsing future anxieties, and telling you what's wrong with right now. This endless mental noise is basically a state of constant self-attack. And you know what the craziest part is? We actually think it's us.
So Tolle gives this voice a name. He calls it the thinker. And here is the absolute game changer. You are not the thinker. You are the awareness that's listening to the thinker. The second you truly get that, you're not the prisoner anymore. You suddenly realize you've been holding the keys to your own freedom this whole time.
So what is this thinker anyway? Well, Tolle calls it the ego. And the ego has a favorite trick, a primary strategy to stay in control. It keeps us trapped in time. See, it feeds on the past and the future, because in the present moment, it pretty much starves.
The best way to think about the ego is like a character you've been playing for so long that you've totally forgotten it's just a role. It's this collection of stories and memories and beliefs that we've picked up over the years. It's not the real you, but it's the you that's always chattering away in your head.
Okay, this right here is a really crucial distinction Tolle makes. On one hand, you've got clock time. That's practical stuff, setting an alarm, scheduling a meeting. It's a useful tool. But then there's psychological time, and that is a trap. It's that mental space where we just live reliving past mistakes or worrying about a future that isn't even here yet. That's the ego's playground, and it's the source of almost all our fear and anxiety. So here's the ego's basic playbook. First, it keeps your past alive and makes you think that's who you are. Second, it's always dangling happiness somewhere off in the future. You know that voice. Once I get that new job, then I'll be happy. Or, if only I hadn't said that thing 10 years ago, my life would be better. The one place the ego absolutely refuses to be is right here, right now. But here's the thing. That's exactly where all our power is. The present moment isn't some empty space between the past and future. It's not a threat. It's where we find the very treasure we've been looking for our whole lives.
Tolle tells this fantastic story to make the point. Just picture this. A beggar has been sitting on the same old box on a street corner for over 30 years, begging for scraps. He's convinced he has nothing, completely unaware of what he's sitting on day in and day out.
Then, one day, a stranger walks by and asks him, "Hey, have you ever actually looked inside that box?" So the beggar pries it open and it's filled with gold. The entire time, the treasure he was begging for was right there beneath him. Tolle says we are all that beggar. We spend our lives looking outside for happiness, totally oblivious to the incredible treasure we already have inside.
And what is that inner treasure? Tolle calls it being. It's that deep, silent, peaceful awareness that's underneath all the mental noise. It's your true nature. But here's the catch. You can't think your way to it. You can only feel it when your mind gets quiet, right here in the present moment. This quote from a Zen master just gets straight to the point, doesn't it? If not now, when? We're always putting off peace, always waiting for the right time to finally be happy. But what if the only time that's actually real is right now? What if all that suffering is just a story about the past or the future that we keep telling ourselves?
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually do it? How do we get to this power of the present? Well, it starts with a really simple, practical exercise. Anyone can do this. Think of it like a little mental workout to reclaim your mind.
This is the core practice. It's so simple. You can do it right now while you're listening. Just start listening to the voice in your head, but listen to it as if you are listening to someone else talking. Don't judge it, don't argue with it, just be an impartial witness. As you do that, you'll start to notice something amazing. Little gaps of silence between the thoughts. That's it. That's the gold. That's where the stillness is. The more you practice this, the more those thoughts lose their power over you, because you're not feeding them with your attention anymore. The constant stream of thinking starts to slow down, and in its place, something new starts to bubble up. A sense of peace, a quiet kind of joy, and this realization that there's a much deeper intelligence available to you than just thought.
And this is what it's all leading to. This is the ultimate promise of living in the now, finding out who you really, truly are, beyond that chattering mind. You know, we hear a word like enlightenment, and we think it's some superhuman, mystical achievement. But the Buddha's definition was actually super simple: the end of suffering. That's it. It's not about becoming something you're not. It's about returning to your natural state of peace by just letting go of the fight with the present moment.
So, who are you? Really? You're not your name, you're not your job, you're not the stories you tell yourself. Your true nature is the silent, aware presence that is witnessing all of those things. You're the sky, and all your thoughts and feelings are just clouds passing through. And the only place you can ever experience the sky is right here, right now.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Right now, in this very second, do you have a problem? Not what was wrong yesterday, not what might go wrong in an hour, but right now. If you take a deep breath and just feel this moment, you might find that the answer you get in that stillness is the start of a whole new way of living.